I don't know if anybody else can relate to this, but you can never win with women. This is for the men. This one is for the men. You can never win with women because you can tell us that we look younger than we are, and then we'll think, okay, do you think we're immature? Or you can think that we're older than we are, and then we think that you think that we look old. So it's like there's no right way of flattery when it comes to guessing or imagining a woman's age. And I fall into this trap so much because either somebody will tell me I look very young, and I'm like, okay, I guess that's a compliment. But then I'm like, do I act that age? Or like the other day, I had a picture of myself, like when I was a baby, on my screen on my phone, and somebody asked me if that was my child. And I was like,
what she's actually trying to say is you can never win with her, or more broadly speaking, with neurotic, toxic girls. No matter what you do, she'll always find something wrong with what you said, even if it's a compliment. Pretty girls like this can do a number on young men who haven't experienced a good relationship. They end up with a girl like this and they think they have to endure these neurotic, abusive behaviors. For any guys listening that are young, chicks like this are only good for fun, not meant to be mothers or to take home to your mom and pop. Save yourself the headache and find someone who appreciates you and brings positivity into your life.
Hey girlies, young and older, not only is it okay to be alone, it's okay to want to be alone. So society tells girls that it's okay to be alone, but society doesn't tell girls it's also okay to want to be alone. Do you understand the difference? Because married people want non-married people to think that being married is the only way to go. And it's not true. Because, oh, you don't want to grow old and be alone.
Tremendous. I love it when a girl starts eating while she's talking. Really adds to the charm. There's nothing sadder than a girl past 30 not married and eventually past a certain age. There's no more suitable takers that even want her. At this point, she's just coping with her mistakes and trying to trick other girls into living a life that she's now forced into due to her trauma and inability to pair bond. By the time she's done, she'll have more wrinkles than a Shar-Pei and more regrets than a guy who invested in Blockbuster stock.
If a man can't spend $75 or $100 on a first date, he just shouldn't be dating. If a man wants to take you on a walk or go for coffee on the first date...
So real talk, how many cats do you own? It's all equality, until it comes down to dating and money. You're honestly cooked if you think a guy's gonna drop $100 on every first date that he goes on. Women like you are the reason why men don't want to date anymore. I'm all for having confidence in yourself, but let's be logical here. Guys, avoid the women that have this mindset, please. I promise we're not all insane. I mean, a first date should be something simple, like coffee or a walk. The fact that women think they should be taken out to some 5-star restaurant on a first date, not even knowing somebody, is absolutely insane. Don't forget to clean your cat's litter box, honey.
This idea that men have to spend enormous amounts of money in order to woo a girl is very toxic. There are so many guys under the age of 25 or older who are grinding, trying to make something of themselves and getting paid minimum wage. Are those guys just supposed to not date anyone until they're old men? Women like this are purporting an idea that will ultimately lead to older guys with money dating younger women without money, which also means young women dating older guys, an idea they're not very happy with. Those guys have a pretty big power balance and advantage over the younger chicks, creating a cycle where feminism conflicts with itself. Girls like this want to have their cake and eat it too. They want the freedom to be picky and demand luxury while ignoring the reality that it sets up an imbalance. It's like they expect to date a prince while they're still figuring out how to be a princess.
The reason there are so many single men in their 30s is because they're not attracting high-quality women. High-quality women do not want a man that's going to be posting shirtless selfies. Nothing tells me that you are more insecure in who you are and desperate for validation than when you are walking around shirtless. That includes in your photos. That includes men going to the beach or to the pool with no shirt on. Not only that, but high-quality women are not going to want a man that's just showing his body for the entire world to see. High-quality women also do not want a man who is desperate to get married. If you are a single man and you are on the apps, it is unattractive to us high-quality women. Find a hobby and start doing things that actually make your life enjoyable, and stop waiting for a high quality woman to come and rescue you from your miserable existence. High quality women also do not like men who are obsessed with sports. If you are a grown man and you are wearing another man's name on your shirt, that is a red flag. If all you and your friends do is get together and drink beer and just talk about different sports teams and how well they performed, that's cringe, and that is not going to attract a high quality woman.
I'm sorry to break this to you, dear, but repeatedly saying that you're a high-quality woman doesn't actually make you one. That short pixie haircut isn't helping your case either. It just makes you look like a Karen. This girl clearly got dumped by a guy who appreciated sports, and she's now venting on TikTok because her therapist told her to let it out. She's like a vegan at a barbecue trying to convince everyone that tofu tastes just as good as steak. Delusional and a bit annoying.
What is the first word that comes to your mind when you look at me? I might regret this. The first word. When I say the first word, I mean the first word. Okay?
Mistake. Big mistake. These TikTok girls and social media influencers are all about connecting you to their OF. These girls want nothing but your money and attention. Stay clear, boys. It's like walking into a casino thinking you'll win big. Just remember, the house always wins and you'll end up broke.
All white women, stop pretending that this is a big thing in South Korea, because it's not.
Okay. Let's assume that your mansplaining is correct and that in South Korea, this is a very tiny percentage of young women. This right here will only continue to get worse. And this right here isn't enough. So while you and all of the other causes of the 4B movement sit back, it will just continue to grow. And it's here in the US now, so stop pretending that this issue is smaller than it is. Okay, white man?
This 4B movement in China is just a bunch of jaded old chicks giving up on dating. If you've ever seen these protests, virtually nobody shows up. It's not actually a serious concern socially. As you can see here, it's just some old chick being jaded and coping, thinking she has some power because she's participating in a lonely, desperate movement that makes her feel empowered. The cold hard reality is she doesn't bring anything to the table, and no guy wants to date her because she's bitter. She's like a leftover fortune cookie, crumbly, outdated, and nobody really wants to crack it open.
I would love to know why nobody has me bent over the front weight block of this tractor right now. Like, it is literally the perfect height.
It does seem to be the perfect height, but not for you, sweetie. Girls like this are just succubus. How much do you want to bet she has an OnlyFans? This girl screams red flags and daddy issues.
If you didn't have them, you'd be boring. Well, I guess it's a good thing that I have them then.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Put it away. She was talking about her brains. Clearly, she's a very educated, smart bookworm, as you can tell. And if you were thinking about anything else, you were wrong. But let's be real. Her brains probably have as much substance as a fortune cookie's wisdom.
No one asked for this, but I don't care. You're gonna sit there and you're gonna listen.
Yes, mommy. I mean, what? Have you guys ever had a teacher that you just couldn't stop staring at when you were a kid? I think when I was in high school, if I had a teacher like this, I'd make sure to attend every one of her classes. I would definitely be motivated to show up every day, that's for sure.
So my bestie says that men need to treat her like a princess. And I'm like, friend, you drink, you smoke, you yell all the time. Baby, you're not a princess. You are a pirate. It's giving Captain Jack Sparrow. Okay.
This guy is about as straight as a rainbow, so you know the advice he's giving these chicks is spot on. No conflict of interest. There are far too many people out there who expect the world to be given to them without ever looking at themselves and how they can improve. A lot of these chicks are just not worth it. It's like expecting a participation trophy for just existing. Time to wake up and put in some effort, ladies. I'd like to hear from you guys and what you have to say on all this. If you have any good stories, share them. Let's continue the conversation in the comments.